want to be in front of you so that it's not okay, everybody, welcome back. I hope we had a good break. All right, so okay, so most of you might be wondering the essence of Scratch and the whole block and code that we have been working on since Monday, right? So how do you use this thing in the real world? What's the essence of learning how to put blocks together and make a certain script? Hello everyone. I is on the superstar, superhero. Remember I'm the Spider-Man in this class. Yeah. And I have just one other superhero, Wonder Woman. Okay, so why are we learning Scratch? What is it going to help us do, right? That must have been a question that we always ask. So it turns out that software engineering is actually a big thing in our current age and time, in this digital time. A lot of things work with software. A lot of problems are being solved with software in society, online, offline, at home, even in the communities, right? So when you use things like Google or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, you are using a software basically. And because these things solve a particular problem for us, we keep on using them time after time. You want to message your friend who is in Lagos, you can use Facebook to message, right? You want to find out what is going on in China or in the US, you can Google it, right? Like how we Google our favorite superstars. We wanted to get their pictures. So we went on Google and then I checked for Iron Man, some checked for Barbie, some checked for some Nigerian celebrities, some checked for Spider-Man the last time, Batman, yes, even Optimus Prime. Who did you check for? Sophia. Okay. So that is because we have Google, right? And it can just give us that image. But imagine we don't have Google. Imagine we don't have Facebook. We can't text our friends. We can't reach out to people that are not here presently with us. So all these are made with software. What we are doing now is learning to build these things. With time, you will learn coding where you actually write particular scripts for your computers to do specific things, right? Let's say, um, maybe you want to find a way of helping solve a problem in the society, right? You want people to be able to talk together in one place to have some conversation about problems that are happening. Maybe there's no light in your area in Luvu and you want to use software to solve that, right? You can create a platform where the different parties that are involved can come and then discuss. Maybe people from NEPA, people from the community, talk about what the problem is and then address it, right? So software can be used anywhere. We use software also for making games. How many of us have played Candy Crush? Okay, tell me one game you've played on phone. What's your favorite game? Hmm? Danger Dash. Which one is danger dice? Is it the guy that is running and sweating? Okay, danger dice. Who else wants to tell me? Snake game. Okay. Which one? Yes. Sorry? Piano fire. What do they do in piano fire? Play keyboard. Interesting. Temple run. Yes. Killer Bean. I've never played Killer Bean, but I've seen the movie. I should find Killer Bean. Piano, EDM. You play the keyboard too. Music. Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Different games. So I started learning piano last December actually, just starting. So I know very few basic things. But I like FIFA. I think I mentioned the last time, right? I like playing FIFA football. I'm a football fan, so I play FIFA a lot. And um, all the games that we play are made by software engineers. They are made by programmers. Okay, so you may plan a game in your head, plan a game in this class, see how the characters can play one against the other, and then keep track of scores, right? We are going to make some games anyway in the other lessons after this. Keep track of some scores, the lives, and all that. We are going to be creating all that to see how they work. But whenever you come up with such idea, whether it's a game or just some tool that can help people do particular things, maybe you want to help your dad simplify things in his work, you want to help your mom simplify things at home, create a software that will help her to do things faster, that will do them better, right? So whatever you can think of in terms of solutions for any problem, in fact, that we have now, you can use software to solve it. Do you understand? So most times for people to start building this skill, it's quite high level. So we are starting with scratch, which is very friendly, and we can see that sometimes it's tough, right? When you're trying to solve something, you don't know what to do, you don't know where to go, you have a lot of questions in your head, right? So at those times, probably you can ask. The usual way to get solutions is to ask someone or Google it out to get some feed, or try something, try to break it, see what happens, try to fix it back, see what happens, you arrive at the solution. All right? But just keep trying things out time after time. Before you know, you have the solution. So the whole essence is to teach you how to solve problems with software. By next week, we'll start working with the whole electronics and robotics parts and things. We'll see how we can use Raspberry Pi to control certain things. Lights, use sensor to bring the light. We'll simulate how these automatic lights come on. When you're walking past it, it just comes on, right? And when you pass the light, then it goes off. Things like that. And then when you approach the door in the supermarket or the mall, the door automatically opens. When you enter inside, it closes. So we're going to be creating all of these fun things. But for now, we'll be working with Scratch. Shapes like this, we'll have other problems where we create game, we create the chasing game, we create the maze game. And if any of you have some other game, ball game, yeah, we'll be creating the jumping game also. Maybe after this lesson, we can just take that to see what the jumping games look like, then we'll create it. Is that all right? Okay. I hope all of you are as excited as I am to continue. All right then. So we have just one more lesson in lesson 5. I think I need an assistant there. But before then, let me just open this one. For subsequent ones, my assistant will be helping me. Saeed will be my assistant, right? All right. So I'm just going to explain how to create that shape, and then we will use the shape and other shapes to make things, to make flowers, any pattern that you want. And then I'll see what everybody comes up with before we go on to the next. All right, so this shape, as I mentioned earlier, when you want to solve a problem in this time and age, sometimes it's very complex, right? The first look at this, it looks complex. We keep asking, how can we create a shape like this, right? because we are trying to solve it as it is. But what you want to do is break the problem into parts. Break the problem into parts, see the different patterns that are in this problem, then try to solve them in bits. Are we together? Yes. Hello, Grace. Are you with me? Great. Okay, so look at this. Let me give you some clues as to what is happening here before we go to writing the code for it. So learn how to draw the circle, right? We've all learned that. And please, for this exercise, you have to apply my method because I'm not sure your method will fit in here very well. Okay, you remember the method I used to create a circle, right? Okay, so imagine this full circle and then look at this. Do we have a resemblance between this circle and this shape? No, Grace said no. There's no resemblance, they are different things. Okay, are we for no or for yes? If you're for no, raise your hand. 1, 2. Only 2. So all of you are saying there is something here. Okay, if you're for yes, let me see your hand. Okay. Feels like we're in the assembly now. We are doing votes. So if you're for no, you tell me why. So there is like Grace. You read between this circle now and this one. You can't see anything between them. There's nothing. Okay, if you're for yes, I need one person to tell me why the pattern that they see between this circle and this shape here.
The circle somebody that has shape here. That's why we have 2 bends. But the circle has
2 bends, like this one and this one, or which 2 bends? Here and there. Here. Okay. And here. So here. The middle. Okay. So at least one person says that there is something. There's a curve here. This one has curve and this one too has curve. Right? So at least that's one thing. But the middle and the top or the bottom, I'm not sure. But I think I'm going to go with the guys that said yes. And there are other people that are not for yes or no. They are just in between. You don't want to fail, right? It's okay because if you get it wrong, you try again. It's fine. Now, let me tell you the pattern that is the similarity between these two. Grace, are you with us? Okay. So, this shape you see is made up of semicircles. Semicircles have a circle, right? So, look at this. If I start from here and I go this way, is it a semicircle? Yes, it is. What if I go this other way? It's a semicircle, right? If I go this way, another semicircle. And if I go down like this, it's another semicircle. So how many semicircles do we have? 4. Right? We have 4 semicircles here. So instead of having a full circle or 2 full circles, we are cutting them into 2 each to get 4 semicircles. Right? Now, the next question is, how do we make a semicircle from our code? Yes. We figured out how to make a circle. Everybody knows. So how do we make a semicircle? Any ideas? Anyone? Tell me what you think. Look at your code. Our code has a, let me refresh your memory. Let me remind you of our code. So we have a repeat 360, right? Then what's next? We have move 1 step, right? Then turn how many degrees? 1 degree. So this is what we have in our code. Remember that I said what this is doing is putting a dot at a time, right? So when he puts one dot, it turns just 1 degree, then puts the next dot. So any ideas on how we can draw a semicircle from this? There's no idea. Saeed, you want to help us out? What of it? Dejida, any solution yet? Okay. You guys should start a new project, by the way. Don't go to the old one. Start a new one. We'll build on that. We'll start from scratch, then we'll see how that works out. So I'm going to bail you out on this. I'm going to show you how to do a semicircle, right? Based on the idea that we had before. But this is what you're going to do for me. I've given you a clue that this pattern is made of semicircles, right? I've given you another clue that there are 4 semicircles. Now I'm going to give you the last clue. Then I'll give you something to start with. I'm just going to show you how to do a semicircle, right? Then you're going to join the 2 concepts that there are 4 semicircles here, and then the next idea that I'll give you. So if you look at this shape, on the board, it's the pattern is somehow fitting into a square. Am I correct? If you look at the edges, there are 4, right? So let's draw a square. So let's say we have this. I'm not an artist, so please forgive my drawing. We have a square, right? Then look at this. We have one semicircle and goes like this. And then we have another semicircle and goes like this. And then we have another semicircle. As I said, my drawing is ugly, but I hope you get the concept. Right? You get the concept. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 edges, 4 sides. That means this pattern can fit into a square. It has 4 sides. 4 semicircles, 4 sides, right? So let's look at how to do a semicircle. I'm going to show you the code. Then I will leave you with how you're going to put 4 semicircles to make this shape. It's simple, right? Yeah, that's quite easy. Yeah, I believe you. You guys are my superheroes. I made all of you superheroes now. Before I had one. Okay, so how we did what's it called? A circle. So pen down. We had a repeat 360, right? Somebody has solved it. Repeat 180. Okay, so let's start with the circle so that you get the idea. I think somebody has solved it already for the semicircle. So we move 1 step and then we turn 1 degree, right? So with this now, we can draw a circle. Okay, so now let me hide this. So to draw half of this, we just need to change this number. Half of 360 is what? 180. So we need half. Now, if I take this to another position and do this again, I have a semicircle, right? If I take it to another position and do another one, okay, hold on. Let me clear out the screen so that you can do each of them one at a time. So the first one Then second one, then look at what I'm going to do now to do the third one and the fourth one. Now we have the left, the right. We need one that is going up, right? And one that is coming down. So I'll go to motion and then I will make this guy point downward. So I'm going to turn, is it facing down? It's okay like this, right? And if I run this again, I have this other semicircle. If I take this here and I run it again, I'll have the last semicircle. Can you guys see this pattern now?
Yeah.
So if you put this one and then this one picks from here and this one picks from where it stops to go this way and then complete it like this, then we have the complete shape. Do you have any idea on how to put them together?
Let's try some.
Okay, you want to try, right? Cool. Okay. So I'm going to allow you to try this out. Then we'll see the solutions and the shapes you come up with. Remember the clue on the board. We have 4 sides. So use the idea of a square. We have 4 sides and 4 semicircles. You figured out how to do one semicircle. Remember the angle we turn at for a square. What angle do we turn at for a square? When we are drawing a square, what angle do we turn at? Anybody? Grace, you said something. Jedediah, what angle do you turn out for a square? That is exactly what is going to solve your problem now. That is what is missing here. If you're able to remember what angle to turn at for a square, you can put it as part of this code and then it's going to work out fine. We have a formula for it. So remember the formula, you get the angle and then you can turn at that angle. under the sun. What's your body? Anything heavy. But you guys are not using the idea from the square, creating a square. Okay, what you can do is try making a square right on your screen. Then look how you can do the pattern inside the square. Try creating a square. Remember the code for creating a square. Just try to make a square first. It's only three sizes that is doing. Where's the first one? Do a square. When you do a square, it will give you some clue. We call that we said to get the angle to turn out for a square. Are we together? Another clue. The angle to turn out for a square is to get the number of sides of a square. How many sides does the square have? 4 sides, right? So you do 360 divided by 4. What does it give us? 90. So a square, you turn at 90 degrees for a square. Yeah, you can move 100 steps. 100, 500 steps.
Just like over there, we just
So you have a square. For those of you that have done square, you have a square now. Then look how this pattern can fit into that square. Just as I have on the board, the pattern is supposed to go to the edges of that square. I hear someone saying, okay, the idea has come in, Abi. Your repeat has 10, but a square has 4 sides. And then you're moving just one step. You can move 100 so that you see the distance and try the square. Now you have a square. So you can use point at direction 90 so that you can draw the square on the flat horizontal. Put it at the top. Okay, and see us, we are trying out different things, which is good. Which is good. Jadida is frustrated. Do you need help, Jadida? Okay. Let me come and help Jadida. Okay, what do you need help with? Okay, okay. Well, I think this is like the best trial I've seen. The leader has an idea on what she should do. So this one is going to the other edge, right? You need to think of how you can make the other semicircle like this. So when you come here, you need the hat to turn so that you can do the next one. When he does the next one, he should turn again to do the next one. Okay, so I'll give you a few more minutes to try out your solutions. About 5 minutes, then we'll proceed.
5 minutes.
Yeah. Let me see if someone can solve it in that time.
Somebody has to clear this.
Square and semicircle.
You, the box carry it. Let me try some. Yeah.
Okay, one more minute. Most of you are doing the ones by the left and the right. You're not doing the one for up and down. So you have, most of you have these ones. This one and this one. How about the other two? This one and this one. God will provide that one. Okay. So you have done your own, you leave the rest to God. Okay, so the thing is, you're using the idea of the box to create your shape, not really to put the shape inside of the box. Okay, let's just look at this together. Okay, Jelida, sit down. Let's look at the solution together. What is so funny? Okay, so let's look at it. Let's look at it together. So as I said, you can use the idea of a square to make your own shape. So look at what I mean. Hello everybody. Eyes on the screen. The screen is the new superhero. Eyes on the screen. Alright, so let me clear this out. So this is what I mean. Okay. Let me increase the size. Set 10 size to 5 so that it will be bigger. Then point in direction 90. Good. So now let me use this one. You guys stay with me, okay? Stay with me as I explain this. So I'm going to try to. Okay. So this is one semicircle, right? Now, if I want to do a square, okay, please stop clicking your mouse, everybody. Lot of distractions. All right. You click your mouse, you're going to stand, and both of us will be trying to explain this concept to the class. I like explaining with my friends. Makes it very, very much fun. Yes. All right, so set this to 5, make a big square for me, and bend down. Now, remember how to do a square. You repeat 4 times because it has 4 sides. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then, we want to move for the first side. Let's say we move 100 steps. Then we turn how many degrees?
90.
90 degrees. This is fine, right? So let me do this square on this side. Now I have a square. I'm supposed to put this, I'm supposed to use the concept of a square here. So when I do this first line, the next thing is to turn 90 degrees, right? The same concept I'm going to use here. Whenever I make a semicircle, I want to turn 90 degrees. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So let me clear, then I'm going to run the semicircle. Now I will add turn 90 degrees. Yeah. So this is what is going to happen. It's going to make a semicircle for me. Once it's done with that semicircle, I want it to turn as if it wants to be a square. Is it clear? Are we together? As if I want to be a square. So now I'm going to run this. It will do this semicircle, then to turn. Can you see it turn? Let me put a weight so that we will see the difference. Let me put a weight there. So let's do another one. Run. It turns, right? Now, okay, wait. Let me separate this. Look at it again. It's facing 90 degrees. It's pointing in direction 90. So click. We have semicircle. Then it will turn 90 degrees, right? I'll click this again. It turns again 90 degrees. I'm going to click this again. Right? Then the last one. So now you're using the concept of both square and semicircle. Is it clearer now? Okay. So I think I've given you the code, right? You don't need to do one more thing. I want you to create a block that I will just press spacebar and then it's going to do this. I don't want to be clicking on this multiple times. Do you understand? Yes. For what I did here, I have to click about 4 times before it did the whole thing. So I needed to add other blocks so that when I press spacebar, it's going to create the flower for me, the shape at once. Can you do that? Yes. Remember to modify the code so that if I click on it once, it just makes the shape for me. No, just a shape. I don't have this. This is what is starting of the pointing direction. I don't have it. Repeat 1,800 times. 1,800 times. Okay, so modify it now so that on one press of the space bar, it will do the whole thing. Once you have a code that looks like mine, think of how you make it, draw the whole thing just with one space key press. So I don't have to press it 4 times. I'll just press it once, and then it creates the whole shape for me. Yeah, I don't want to press it. You see, if I press it once, it just does one semicircle. I have to keep pressing 4 times before it does the whole shape. I don't want this. I don't want to press the space key once and then it will do the whole shape for me.
Press once. Uncle, they are copying you.
No copying. In fact, I'm going to stand here. Your code should not look like his own. Okay. But you don't need to repeat forever. You know, repeat forever, it will never stop, right? You don't need to repeat it forever.
I'm done.
You changed it to 4.
Wait.
Look at my code.
I'm done. Wait now, wait. Oh, wait. You lost it.
Now you're done. Yeah.
I'm done. I'm
Okay. It's working, right? But add one more thing. Whenever I press this, let it start with pointing at direction 90. And then you don't have these blocks for setting pen down, and set size. Okay, so if you repeat forever, it means your code will never stop. That's what it means. So we're going to replace that with 4. So if you just do it 4 times. I'm seeing different solutions. That's good. Click on it. Yeah. That one. Yeah, I saw yours before I left. Good for right. So make sure that you have added all the blocks that your code needs before okay, so let me hide this one. Okay, so make sure you have these blocks. Okay, you're done. Make sure you have these blocks here, and then your sprite should start when it's pointing at direction 90, because if you start when it's facing this angle, for instance, the shape is going to be slanty, right? Not going to stand horizontally well. So if you have something like this, I believe, okay, I've not added my repeat. There are 4 sides, so I'll just do this 4 times. So let me extend it further, a little bit further, right? Make each semicircle have a different color. Make it point at direction 90 when it's starting. Then let every semicircle have a different color. With different colors. Try increasing the number. Give a higher number. Great, 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 great. You are getting it. Okay. Remember that when you close this code now, try to open it again. Yeah. You don't have a pen down here. You want to add this so that every time you start, this pen will be down. Then also, want to point in direction 90, so that every time you start, you will be facing this direction. Right? Then pen size 2 and just before. So every time you start it, it's just going towards that way. Now, I want that every semicircle have a different color. You selected the stage, that's right. You're on the stage. Me on spread. So make your code like this. Every semicircle that a different color. Some have gotten it, others are still on it.
Don't do. Don't dig down.
Ready that add the blocks that you don't have. Expect your own be like that. Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. See that most of us have gotten in. So let me do mine. Then we'll save this work and then move on to what is next. Okay. Okay, so you can add change pen color. Let's see, what we can have. Let me try a very high number. Let's see 100. Let me see what it will be. Yellow, blue, another yellow, another blue. Okay, this is too high. Maybe 30 or 20. Maybe 30 or 30 before. Okay, so everybody update your code, let it work, something similar to what is working for others, mine or your neighbors. So make sure your code is working fine. Anybody has issue with their code? Yes, save your work. Remember when you're starting, let it point at direction 90, point in direction 90. Just use this point in direction 90. Save it as ultimate challenge. Try ultimate challenge.
As well.
Lesson 5, Ultimate Challenge. Yes. Yes. So, just one more thing we're going to try before we wrap up on this lesson and move to the next thing. Have you all saved our work? Okay, save it. Yes, if you have saved it, save the new project. Just calm down. As you talk and you talk. So that when it starts, when you should please start again. Yes. No. Yes. Press your space key. Press your space key. Press it. Shower your So we have this one coming to the left and this one is coming to the right. Change one of them. Choose one that is coming to the left instead of this one. Find the one. That's the same one. It's the other one that is blue. That's the same one. It's coming right here. Pick the one that is coming to the left. Starting You're all saved, right? Yes. Okay. So the new one. We'll just do one more thing here. As it is written in the ultimate challenge of lesson 5. Use the pen, draw a garden. Imagine hexagon flowers with square leaves. Be as creative as you can. Have a look at other people's projects. So I'll just do an example. I'll just do an example and then I'll let you do create something of it. So let's say let's start with a circle. So as usual, I will repeat a number of times again. Before you start, you point in direction 90, you can clear and pen down. So this is 360, this is 1, and this is 1. Let's do this. Okay. I'm just going to do something simple. I don't want to do what is in my head now. But look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a pentagon. Let me use a pentagon. It has 5 sides. And what angle does a pentagon turn at? Mathematicians. 360 divided by 5. 72. And then move 50 steps. Okay, so let me see what this does. Pentagon. Okay, I'm going to turn to the right. Now I want to use this shape and then I'll repeat it over and over for it to create a pattern for me. Are we together? Okay, I think I'm still getting it wrong with this. 72. Good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now? Whenever I'm done creating that pentagon, the first pentagon, right? I want to make it turn. So when it's done, okay, let me use this one. When it's done, let it turn 15 degrees. Let me put this part like this. So when it's done, let it point 15 degrees and then do another one. So the first one, you can see it has turned a bit, right?